Y'all killing me with this.
Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura's interview with Dana White on Two Bears, One Cave. This shit was cringy as fuck. You ever have that, like, one annoying friend in the group that, like, I don't know, maybe you feel like he's still cool enough to hang out with, which I imagine is what Tom feels when it comes to Bert. But anytime you bring that friend out to, like, a public function or, like, event, party, whatever, you can almost count on them to completely fuck up the vibe at least a handful of times throughout the night. You know, but for some reason you still hang out with this guy, even though you know that they're annoying as fuck, at least out in public. That's kind of the vibe I got out of this interview with Bert and Tom. It almost seemed like Tom was trying to, like, get in with, like, a cool kid in high school, Dana being the cool kid, and he got stuck hanging around with his annoying best friend, and he knows that it kind of might fuck up the chance that he has to be friends with this cool kid. And you can really, like, gauge that energy throughout the whole interview. And you could tell Dana doesn't want to put up with Bert's shit. Tom doesn't want to put up with Bert's shit. They even mention it's like 9 a.m. Bert's fucking down to half a bottle of Por Osos vodka. So this guy is like, I find it crazy to me that he cannot pick up on the fact that probably everybody around him can't stand to be around him. It's fucking insane to me. But that's just Bert, I guess. You know what I mean? What are you going to do about it? So let's jump into the time codes and check this out. Right from the rip, you can see this very awkward energy going on here. Watch this.
All right, we are here. Another episode, Two Bears, One Cave. We're in Las Vegas, and we're being joined by the one and only Dana White. Dana, thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having me, boys.
For giving. We were talking about our kids a second ago.
Yep.
Here's what I'm thinking already. Just in the brief conversation we were just having about your kids, they
look at Tom's demeanor right here. Very closed off. He doesn't know how to act. You know what I mean? He's looking at Dana as if Dana's like the coolest kid in school. And Tom wants to be a part of that. Whatever Dana's got going on, Tom wants in. Because if you've ever noticed, Tom lately, in the past like 3 years or so, YMH hitting it off. They're making tons of money. They got a big podcast network. This guy's selling arenas out the fucking wazoo, goddammit. So they're making a lot of money. And if you've noticed, Tom, he's kind of like has been transitioning that whole time into like wanting to be part of the like elites. You know what I mean? He's private jets all over the place. He's going to Italy to get custom suits. He wants to buy all these different Rolexes, buying all these nice expensive sports cars. He really wants to like live that lifestyle. And Dana's a gambling tycoon. So he's looking at Dana like Dana's like part of the elites. And Tom wants in on that. And you could see it in Tom's demeanor right here. And listen to the way he's talking and everything. You could tell he's like almost like reserved in a way because he's nervous. He doesn't want to say the wrong thing or fuck this up.
You seem to have like the same drive as dad because you got like 3 kids.
See how nervous he is? And look at Bert. Bert staring at Tom, acting like this, acting giddy like this. He's fucking pissed. Bert's sitting over there thinking to himself in his head like, oh, Tom never acts like that towards me. Shut the fuck up. So you can see right away, let's zoom in on Tom a little bit and look at like the way that his body language is while he's talking to Dana like this. Watch.
Seem to have like the same drive as dad because you got like 3 kids that are
and
killing
Bert's
it. Like,
pissed.
did you instill this in them? Because this is impressive stuff already.
I don't know. I think I've thought a lot about this type of stuff.
So now they're about to start getting into it, right? You see very awkward behavior coming out of Tom right out the rip. You could tell he's like a nervous kid. He doesn't want to say the wrong thing. Bert's looking a little sad that his best friend is kind of drooling over this new guy. You know what I mean? And now they're about to start getting into it. Bert, right out the rip, is about to start trying to come in with the interruptions. Dana's not having it. Watch this.
I think, some people are born with it and some people aren't, but it definitely, the environment you grow up with helps.
Huge, yeah.
When you have boys, which you do,
Yeah.
as a father, you feel like, and especially if I'm their father, you feel like the first thing you have to do is teach them how to fight. So my kids trained in jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and boxing and all that stuff at a young age. But it's fascinating how they become who they're going to become.
Right.
I was always a fight guy. I like watching football, and I'll watch some of this, some of that, and whatever. But my oldest son was in love with football. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely
I
fell in love
remember
with
watching
football
that documentary.
from the first time.
See that shit? What the fuck? So Dana, right, like Bert's trying to come in. I remember watching that documentary. Bert wants to try to like shift this conversation so that he can tell a fucking story like he always does. Dana doesn't put up with that shit. Dana steamrolls his ass. Watch this.
Son was in love with football. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely
I
fell in love
remember
with
watching
football.
that documentary.
From the first time he ever started playing.
You notice Dana doesn't even fucking break stride. He continues with the story because he knows he's seeing it right out the rip. He's like, if he's doing this now, I have to set a precedent. Because if I don't, this guy's going to fuck up this whole interview for me. And I'm not wasting my time to do this fucking show if they're going to be the only ones talking. Dana probably actually values his time, unlike these two. Now watch this. This is what Dana's already bringing up the fact. This is not even 10 minutes in. Dana's about to bring up the fact that Bert's drinking his ass off at 9 a.m.
You'll find out of.
The most important question that I think anybody can ask you is definitely, let's talk about blackjack.
Okay,
so you are.
This is fucking
there's
perfect.
so many.
You see that? How Bert does this? You see how Bert's trying to do this? Trying to interject? In my opinion, Bert should have took the night off for this one. He is clearly out of his element here. And you could tell that by the way he's trying to like butt into these things. And these two are just ignoring the fuck out of him. They don't give a shit about this. Anything that's about to come out of Bert's mouth for the next hour and a half or so, they don't give two fucks about. Okay? And it's obvious. You can tell. If you pay attention closely and you watch, it's almost like Dana and Tom are just having a completely separate conversation. And Bert just has to sit there and like put up with it. Almost like he's like Tom's girlfriend who like doesn't fully understand what Tom's hobbies and passions are, but she's there and she has to make the best out of whatever conversation's happening, right? That's kind of the vibe that's happening here. And it's funny as hell to watch Bert try to interrupt again and get steamrolled again.
Blackjack.
Okay,
so you are.
This is fucking
there's
perfect.
so many stories.
See, even Tom, Bert's trying to butt in here, and Tom's like, Jesus Christ, man! Like, can I finish the fucking question, please? And it just keeps getting worse. This is probably one of the best displays I've seen in a long time of Bert, like, finally just people acting the way that they should towards him. When you got a guy that annoying, that drunk, that stupid and obnoxious and obviously oblivious to the way he acts and the way people perceive him, the best thing to do is ignore him. You know what I mean? What else are you going to do? And that's kind of what they keep doing here. And then it starts getting like a little bit cringy too.
Podcast.
Anyway, when I walk into a casino, I love the fact that it's me versus them, right? This big, powerful casino versus me, and we're gonna go fucking toe to toe tonight.
My
And
dick's
the
getting
other
hard.
thing that I love is
Yeah.
Vegas. No matter how
You hear that? You hear that bullshit? Listen to this. He says this, right? Dana's starting to get into the gambling talk, right? And Bert's starting to get excited. But he's getting excited for all the wrong reasons. He's getting excited because he's like, okay, this is my opportunity to finally butt into the conversation. I might be able to get a sentence in or two. You know? That's how this is the reason why he's getting excited. But they don't give a shit about that. They're talking about big boy stuff, all right? These two, like, actually want to, like, get together and play blackjack and actually win some goddamn money. They know that if a guy like you gets involved, you're just going to become a drunken mess and they're going to have to deal with your bullshit for the rest of the night. They don't like that, okay? Dana doesn't like that. So Bert's getting all excited. He goes, my dick's getting hard. Watch, I'll zoom in on it. You see Dana's face. Dana's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Once again, professional, doesn't break stride in his conversation for the podcast. But Dana's like, I didn't sign up for this shit. This guy fucking gay? What's happening here? Watch this.
It's me versus them, right? This big, powerful casino versus me, and we're gonna go fucking toe to toe tonight.
My
And
dick's
the
getting
other
hard.
thing that I love is
Yeah.
Vegas.
Look at Dana's face. Dana's like, what the fuck is happening here? Look at this shit. He's looking over at Tom like, you better do something, because if you don't, I'm gonna. God damn it. If you don't do something about this, I will. Okay? Dana's not about that shit. And then it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. Now, here's something that I thought was kind of funny. A lot of people online, especially this podcast cringe guy. You guys know this podcast cringe? This fucking guy? As insightful as that channel is, I just can't stand listening to these guys do commentary with British fucking accents. You know what I mean? Like, listening to podcast cringe talk about Bert Kreischer as if he's going to, like, fucking come up with some crazy epiphany. I don't know. I'm not doing it justice. Insightful channel. Get a different VO guy. I don't know what to tell you. But that guy, he's always bringing up the fact that Bert's like a shit dad. And I believe it. You didn't even have to tell me that. I would have believed that Bert's a shit dad. But you're going to hear it come out of Bert's mouth right here. Watch this.
Rangers are generating. You know what I mean?
So you can bet $450,000 a hand at Bellagio. You can bet $350,000 a hand at Caesars, and Red Rock lets me play $100,000 a hand.
And it's because I don't know anything about the game. A hand, is it over quickly? Like, is it a complicated or quick thing?
So what happens is, you guys got to come do this with me.
Yeah, I want to. I want to.
Absolutely not.
I want to.
So now they're talking about doing Baccarat. You know, Dana's talking about how he's recently became a Baccarat guy. And, Dana's betting big money. Big money. $400,000 a hand. These guys, they're not with that shit. They're making good money, but they're not making $400,000 a hand good money. So, they start getting excited talking about it and stuff. And then Bert lets out the goods. Listen to this.
Absolutely not. I love the tickle of gamble. The thing I love about gambling is when you're not thinking about drinking, you're not thinking about your family, you're in the moment, and everything's tingling inside you. And you go, and your heart's racing. That moment of gamble.
See, this is some bullshit, because Bert talks about having these types of moments a lot. Replace the word gambling with, like, anything. Drinking, sleeping, doing stand-up. He's like, I love the moment when you're not thinking about your family. You're not thinking about your responsibilities. You're not thinking about anything else. This is the only reason this guy drinks. Is because he's like, he probably realizes he's such a fat, fucking pathetic loser who happened to get lucky that he's like, man, I have to do something to, like, numb the fucking imposter syndrome that I have. Because if it wasn't for him getting that piece in Rolling Stone magazine, and for some odd reason Will Smith ended up taking a liking to this guy, he would be nothing. Because I'm telling you, the fact that anybody finds this guy fucking funny is like an anomaly to me. I've actually never even heard the Machine story. I've never even fully heard it. And the reason for that is because this guy is so fucking annoying that I couldn't even bring myself to, like, hate watch one of his stand-up specials. That's how fucking annoying he is. Now, let's listen to him once again try to butt into these conversations, and the boys just ignoring the shit out of him.
So the night the Eagles play, which is one of my favorite bands of all time, the Sphere will be the star. But you're going to be listening to the fucking Eagles live. So what I have to do is I have to go in, and the Sphere can be the star of the show, but not during the fight.
So now Dana, he's talking about how he's about to rent out the Las Vegas Sphere on Cinco de Mayo. He wants to put on this big UFC event, and he's talking about how when these events happen at the Sphere is a show. It's such a big venue, you know what I mean? You have like a little octagon in the middle. What are people going to get out of that, you know? So he's telling them about how he's got to, you know, come up with a way to make people enticed when they're there. And this is where Bert's about to butt in. Once again, keep in mind, think about like, it's like, picture like you and like 4 other people at a high school party chatting, right? And then you got that one nerdy fucking loser that's just sitting right outside your group. And he's like listening to everything that everyone's talking about. He tries to butt in so that he could like finally be a part of the conversation. He finally gets a chance to have a conversation with the cool kids. And that group of kids is not responding to that at all. They could give 2 shits. They actually wish that kid wasn't at the party, you know? Keep that in mind when watching this. This is what's happening with Bert right now.
So how do you fucking have the sphere that is the star, yet everybody has to pay attention to the fight. And then everything.
So now see what I'm talking about here? What the fuck is that? Dana hasn't even said anything. It's not like he's saying like, this is what we're going to do in the Sphere when we get there, and this is what's going to blow people's minds. He hasn't said shit. All he said is, when we get the Sphere and we put our event in it, we have to figure out a way to make it enticing for people to watch it. That's the only thing he said here. And Bert's like trying to like fake this excitement about it so that he could like come off as cool to Dana, or to come off as if he knows what Dana's talking about or even gives a shit. This is sad right here to see this. Watch this again.
Yeah. So how do you fucking have the sphere that is the star, yet everybody has to pay attention to the fight. And then everything that we do that night production-wise,
see, and they don't give 2 shits. He's like faking this excitement to try to be like one of the guys, you know? And it's just really fucking dumb. Now, remember I was telling you about how Bert's like pouring it up during that. They talked about how he was drinking at 9 a.m. earlier. I actually think I forgot to go over that, but Dana says it to him. Dana brings up the fact that he's drinking a bottle of Por Osos. They're interviewing at like 9 o'clock, right? Watch Bert. This is rich. Bert pulls out this pour that'll fucking end any regular guy. Bert busts out this handle of Por Osos and starts pouring himself a cup. Dana catches on. Dana like almost stops what he's saying because he notices Bert's alcoholism is fucking running rampant during this interview. Watch this.
Shittiest business to work for. These guys, you know, you get these fucking kids that just got out of college that are your supervisor or boss or whatever, and they got that bullshit. If you're fucking 5 minutes late, you get written up.
Yeah.
3 of them and you get a fucking this, that, so many and you get fired. When you treat people.
Look at that shit. Jesus Christ. Look at the size of that fucking bottle of vodka. Look at that. I'm actually gonna stay zoomed in. We're gonna go back. Right now we're zoomed in on the mic stand, but we need to stay at this angle if you're gonna really get the full effect of this pour. Watch this fucking pour. That, mind you, it's 9 o'clock. He's already had at least one of these cups on camera. Let's not forget like how many he's had prior to even starting this interview. Watch this pour of vodka out of this fucking handle.
And this, that, so many and you get fired. When you treat people.
Look at that. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Look at the size of that bottle. And I'm telling you, watch how much he pours into it. This is wild.
So many and you get fired. When you treat people.
Bro, the cup was empty when he started. When he finished pouring that vodka, the cup was more than halfway full. This guy, look at Tom. Tom looking at him. What the fuck are you doing? It's 9:30, my friend. Let's see Dana. Dana's just closing his eyes. Dana doesn't even want to watch. Dana feels for it. He's like, dude, this guy is like, what? Dana's probably questioning, like, what am I even doing here? Let's see it all together. Let's see all of them together. Watch how they react to this. Watch their faces and how they react to this. This is wild. Watch this.
And you get fired. When you treat people.
Look at that. Dana stops, pauses. Tom stops, looks over. What the fuck is happening here?
I don't even want to say something stupid like slaves, like some victim bullshit.
You know, so they all just got like real off-put by that, right? Now watch. Remember, I the whole point of this is Bert's the annoying friend that these two don't want around. Tom's trying to make like a new cool friend, and Bert's really fucking up the vibe. Keep that in mind. Now listen to this. Tom wants to gamble with Dana. You know what I mean? He obviously wants to share a little bit of this gambling fun with his new cool friend, right? Now listen to this, because later you find out Tom doesn't want to do it with Bert. He doesn't want to gamble with Bert. He just wants to gamble with Dana. Listen to this.
Look, man, we could talk to you forever.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, man.
We're gonna wrap this up.
You're fucking amazing.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you are fucking amazing.
There goes Bert. He can't even let Tom fucking finish with the closer.
We'd love to see you at a fight, but more importantly, next time I come to Vegas, I would love to hit the Baccarat table with you.
Done. I'm
I'm
gonna
to text you, and I would love to do it.
September 27th and 28th, I'm at the. Where am I?
I don't know.
See, this drunk fuck can't even get through his dates. Like, what the fuck is happening here? You know? So now, that was, you know, Tom being like, yo, let's gamble. Dana's like, yeah, dude, I'm on board. Now Bert's trying to get in on it. Listen to Bert. Now Bert wants to gamble as well. Dana, you know, he's nice. He goes like, yeah, okay, you know. And then he probably looks over at his people. He goes, make sure we don't answer that call. Okay, when we get that call, make sure we don't answer it, okay? But listen to Bert. Now Bert gets in on it.
Let you pay 10 a hand. What is the number that you want to walk away with? What do you want to win that night?
I'm going to say a ridiculous number because I don't know money. Like $1 million?
$1 million. That's a big fuck. You have a $250,000 credit line.
Okay.
You can play 10,000 a hand. You want $1 million?
I don't know.
See? Dana's like, you want to bet 10,000 a hand, you want to win $1 million? You only have $250,000 line of credit? I can't take you gambling with that. You know that like when you win a bet, you only double the money. If you put 10,000, you only win 10,000 back if you win that bet, right? You know how long that would take you to get to $1 million? So Dana already, he's like, I can't bring this guy gambling. He doesn't even fucking understand how money works. Like he's going to fuck the whole vibe up. Listen to this.
No, I don't know.
How about if you were to win?
If I was to win
$100,000.
If I won $100,000, I could pay Bobby Lee, and I'd be good.
Hey, Bobby Lee.
I can pay him $10,000. You know, Bobby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
now see this one. That I don't understand. If Bert wins $100,000, he could finally pay back Bobby Lee 10. I'm gonna have to do some digging into this because I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Anybody who's watching this, you happen to know what's going on there? Leave a comment below because I'm gonna have to do some digging because that seems like a very juicy situation. Okay? Why would Bert need $100,000 to pay back Bobby Lee 10? Very odd to me.
like $100,000. Is that a lot?
Yeah, but we'll do it.
Okay. I'm going to be at Resorts World September 27th, 28th. I got a $250,000 marker. We'll go to your casino. We're going to play Baccarat. And I'm cool at $100,000.
Now watch. This is where it gets funky. This is where Tom is like, yeah, I won't be part of that trip. I'll book mine separately, you know. I don't think I want to be part of that. You know, he knows. Listen to this. Right from it. This is supposed to be Bert's best friend. Listen to this.
Okay. All right. Did you ever see the video with Dave Portnoy?
Yes.
Did I ever tell you that?
I did. Yes,
Where literally I won the entire fucking staff that was there with him that night.
Incredible.
I said, what do you want to win? They told me we won it. What do you want to win? Done it.
Unreal,
what do you want to
dude.
win?
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm gonna
wait.
book a separate trip to do this.
Okay.
I'm gonna come
Just
in.
come out when I'm here.
I don't think I'm probably working that.
No, you're not. Just
You
cancel
don't
it.
know that I'm.
Be-
Bro, this is supposed to be Tom's best friend. Tom doesn't even want to fucking go gambling with him. That's rich right there. That is fucking rich. Watch this one more time.
Wait.
I'm gonna
fucking wait.
I'm gonna book a separate trip to do this.
Okay.
I'm gonna come
Just
in.
come out when I'm here.
I don't think I'm probably working that.
No, you're not. Just
Look at that. I'm probably working that night. Sorry, buddy. I can't do it. I'm probably working that night. You know, anything to get away from you for at least a little bit. I got to deal with you at least once a week. God damn it. What the fuck? So let's give a round of applause for Bert Kreischer and Tom. Mostly Bert. Bert was definitely the star of that one, you know, and that's kind of like Bert's thing. He kind of always wants to be like the star of everything, which is really the one thing that kind of makes him like an insufferable person. And like that's kind of like Bert's whole thing, you know. But we're about to put on some music and have ourselves a little smoke break. How's that sound? You guys dig that? You know? Let's just have a couple puffs and then we can get into the rest of these jamokes on this wonderful episode of Lost Aux Media.
Take the road through the trees, kick